Good morning, cyber traders, and happy Friday on this beautiful, beautiful day and weekend here on June 9th. Hopefully everybody had hopefully nobody's hung over from yesterday regarding about all the news that came out. We did an event yesterday. Good morning to you too, Michael, Steve, good to see you, Amy, Stanley, good to see you, Lita. Benito, good to see you. Agatha, good morning. All right, guys, so what happened, what I mean by hungover? Well, I mean, you saw what happened with the Comey FBI thing, and hopefully everybody, now, seeing how we could benefit from it, not as a catastrophe or an opportunity, but, everybody was watching it, so markets were like literally dead yesterday. Everybody was obviously watching what was going on with that, and then obviously and in the afternoon meeting, my biggest concern was not more the how we could profit from what the FBI Comey on TV and watching that, but it was more or less seeing what was going to happen last night, which I told you about the elections. And it looks like, the market had mixed reviews. So when you look at it and when you're looking at the trading and you're seeing what's happening regarding about the trading, what happened in London, I don't know. I don't think it affected the market too much. I mean, a couple of things moving. You could see that there's some ETFs like JDST and Dust, obviously in the big gainers, and JNUT and them taking a little bit of a hit. But that's not going to really be our focus for today because obviously nothing really is going to affect the market. So what do people do? They go, I guess there's nothing to do today. Well, no, there are a couple of things that are moving. You know how I trade on a Fridays, and how we trade, all us traders in the Cyber Group room. Fridays going into the summertime. My kids actually finished with school. Now they're doing finals, so the weekends here. Actually, I would say this is probably going to be the first day of summer for us because it has been absolutely freezing, here in the Northeast, and I know a lot of people are going to start hitting the Hamptons and stuff like that, so I'm not expecting it to be a crazy, crazy day today. There are a couple of things that are moving. I want to kind of address them. I want to talk about some of the stocks we traded yesterday because some of them are good lessons to learn what's happening today. So let's talk about the big winners that we had yesterday. We're going to start off with the CENX. That was a fun stock to trade. Had a couple of little nasty shakes. Did his 330 shake, the 330 shake like we learned in class, and knowing, using the cyber clock that all you guys have, that mouse pad and everything, how great that was. Anyway, great move, great winner, higher highs. I mean, this was a gorgeous, gorgeous moving stock. Now, I want to keep an eye on this one, by the way. I'm going to throw it on my watch list because it closed strong. And it's at a 52-week high. Now remember, if you want to be a good swing trader, a good options trader, you have to learn how to day trade first, because what I'm about to show you the next few moments, like for example the ENDP, you're going to learn pretty damn quickly why you need to learn how to day trade because you would have got crushed. Anyway, U.S. Steel also great mover, breaking higher highs, great lesson right there. A lot of you did pretty well on it. No reason to learn on the educational part of it, but you could see right there on that intraday chart, that thing worked out gorgeous for us. The VRX, another good winner for us yesterday. Unfortunately, we didn't get any 200-300% winners this week, so I'm kind of a little upset. But usually we get about one. We get one or two a week. More or less everything we traded was up about 20, 30, 40% over the course of the day. So it was more of a nickels and dimes type of day. But the ENDP. This is a very, very good lesson to kind of show to you. We did really well with the stock right out of the gate, 1250, right up to 1350. Everyone made their buck. If you got the 20, 30% move on that, you made your 200-300. But this is why we don't hold overnight positions. Look what ended up happening. Stock closes right below 14. Boom, thing drops all the way down to 12. Now what do? All right, now you're down $2,000. Do you hold it? Remember, this is what we try to teach you here when you go through the courses. And remember, my job is not to tell you what to buy and sell. My job is to teach you how to buy and sell. And you learn that in class. And for some of you that were in my last class, is a great example of knowing why you need to, you can't go broke taking profits. All right. So what is moving on this morning? Well, there are a couple of things that made the watch list. Some of them were a little too cheap. Like, I don't know what this one's all about. It's a little penny stock right here. So that one just scratched that out entirely, but it made the TradeStation's big gainer list. Remember, we're not trading anything less than $1. Here's another stock, up pretty decently, but it's up 12%. So there's not really, if you look at it, there's not a lot of big pre-market movers out there, but there are a couple of them I do want to keep an eye on. DEHD is a pretty nice moving decent stock right there. That one, it's up 18%, 500,000 shares already traded. It's got great pre-market. I want to put that one on the watch list. CAMT, that one also, we watched this stock go from 4 all the way to 7. Look what happened. Thing got destroyed, went from 6 to 550. She's up a little bit. This is not a swing trade, but I'm going to put it on the watch list. I'm not a big fan of it yet. I just like the pre-market because it's breaking higher highs, but it's got the resistance levels from yesterday. You could see it right around that 640. Keep an eye on the matrix. You already could see the big orders out there, 4,000, right at that major resistance levels already. So we got to remember what we always learned: follow the money. All right. Another one which a lot of you are very familiar with is Xenia. Okay, Xenia shockingly has been breaking higher highs, but Xenia is not a day trading stock. It's more of a swing trading stock. I would want to, trade 70,000 shares already. I know some of you, we were trading it in the ending of April, but it's just kind of interesting how the stock's starting to make a little bit of noise right now. So I will want to put that one on the watch list. But once again, it's more of a day trade, not more of a swing trade. By the way, there's the ENDP got destroyed. CLDR, I'd like to put that on the watch list too. CDLR took a huge hit, huge. Look at that, 26 down to 19, and it got totally destroyed. But it's starting to make a little bit of a comeback now. When you look at it in the intraday, you could see it that maybe it's starting to make back some of that big loss overnight. So I would like to put that on the watch list. Maybe get a little dead cat bounce on that one, on the CLDR. I don't know if it's pharmaceutical stock though, because we know pharmaceuticals really don't come back, so we got to be careful of that one. Now, AMD on the move. Put it on the watch list. Why is AMD doing? It's a data company, big data company. All right, Kurt, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate it. That's very important to us because we know that pharmaceuticals don't come back when they get crushed. AMD doing great. Why is AMD doing great? Well, do you guys see this NVIDIA trade? Holy cow. NVIDIA has been on fire. Was it NDVA? Spelled it wrong. Wrong symbol. Oops. NVDA. Waiting for data. There we go. NVIDIA has been on fire. Look at that. It's breaking. We saw the stock. It was at 100. We saw it taking hits, but then it came out with some great news. It went from 100 to 160. So remember, one of the biggest competitors for NVIDIA, obviously a lot of us can't afford it, but once again, that's where options come into play. If you can't afford the stock and you want to, and you know what the stock is doing, and you see it, then that's when you start worrying about maybe you want to consider doing the options play. But this is second protocol. But anyway, there are other stocks that you could downsize that you can afford within your budget. Micron Technology, same thing. Moving really, really nicely. Not a big net change, but AMD is pretty much one of their competitors, and they're trying to tap into that. And the CENX. We're going to keep an eye on that one going to this after hours. Volume is extremely light, but I just thought the way it closed yesterday and how strong it was, I like to see how she goes into this open. I'm just, as of right now, though, the only thing that turns me off is that there's really no volume right now. But I don't know. I like to see how it pans out when the market opens up. So anyway, it is Friday, okay? And what happens on Friday, guys? We all know this. It's the weekend. Companies don't like to come out with news. That's why they don't do the elections on a Friday. They do it on a Tuesday and on a Thursday. And companies don't like to come out with earnings, but there's always something new that will pop up. You could see that there's not really that much in the big percentage gainers and losers, which is fine. Remember, hump day is on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. But Friday afternoons, we always catch something really good going to a Friday afternoon. So if we don't see anything that pops up out of the any of these stocks that move, we'll just scratch them. In the meantime, for all the new trial members, just please keep in mind, and for all the listeners out there, all my YouTube fans and everything, probably one or two of them are going to move. The rest of them are going to be garbage. We always find some new ones when the market opens up. So fellow traders, like I always say, my cyber traders, if you see something, say something. That's what you're trained to do. So let's try to make our day's pay today like we always do and come back fresh on Monday and just continue the trend. All right, guys? Anything I'm missing I did not call out? Any stocks I'm missing before I put these picks in there on the watch list? Edward, I looked at the Pandora trade. I know Pandora had that big thing, but Pandora's all over the place. It's up 3%. It's a fast-moving stock. You got to be a level 3, level 4 trader. I would just be very cautious with Pandora. I know we traded it, and it was a pretty interesting stock from yesterday. But overall, I mean, you saw it had that big pop right here, which I didn't know where that came from. We saw it go from that big pop, but I don't know what the news was. And I don't know if it really matters, but it's all over the place. Look at that. It went from 910 to 820. This thing's everywhere. It's crazy. U.S. Steel, I mean, listen, we all know we trade U.S. Steel. The U.S. Steel is testing a major resistance levels right here. If it breaks out, we'll see how it goes, but I don't know if it's really going to be, it's always been in our, we trade U.S. Steel, Michaela, so much, but always remember it's second protocol unless the thing really makes some noise. Let's work on what's going to give us the least amount of risk, Michaela, and work from and go from there. All right, and use these as a second protocol unless these things just pop up from make a big pop from anywhere. All right, okay, guys, listen, good luck again, and let's get ready for the market open up in 15 minutes. All right, good luck, everyone. Happy trading, and if I don't see you, enjoy your weekend.